This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So, wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We are going to discuss XRP. This is the one-day chart once more. Right now, we are at 216. XRP was down and in the red for a significant portion of the day. Suddenly, we're back up to $216 now. Bitcoin has surpassed 97K. However, a lot of individuals are now examining the prevalence of Bitcoin. They claim that Bitcoin will eventually dominate the market. They anticipate that it will begin to break down as we enter the alt season. Furthermore, I'm still not convinced by that notion. Since things could change quickly, I still want to watch what occurs over the remainder of this week. The dominance of Bitcoin recently hit a new high for this cycle. Alt season is quickly approaching. This alt season, in my opinion, is going to be the most bizarre one yet. As holders of XRP, because I believe a utility run will start in the middle of the alt season, I believe there will be a surge of institutional investment in either Bitcoin or XRP. At the same time, I believe that money will be shifting from Bitcoin to XRP. The run is going to be thrilling. That's what I anticipate. Crypto Specialist predicts that Wave 5 will push the price of XRP above $6. Dark Defender is saying this, and I don't sure why, but he suddenly became pessimistic about XRP. I'm not sure why, but it seems like we're heading much above $6. In my opinion, double digits are inevitable in this run. Wait until that institutional funding arrives, I mean. Because of the Bitcoin ETFs, which have caused Bitcoin to reach new all-time highs, it is going to be fantastic. If XRP were on steroids, I anticipate the same outcome. It will be significantly larger, in my opinion. This coin is in high demand. Depending on how it moves in relation to Bitcoin, XRP may aim for $6 or $30, according to Ichimoku Cloud Analysis. Ichimoku Cloud Analysis is now available. And after looking at this, I thought, well, whatever gets you through the day, I guess it doesn't matter to me. But this is how I see things. Believe that a $30 run is more likely to occur than a $6 run. I estimate that we will receive between $20 and $30. Now, that might also alter. I continue to believe that ISO will be more significant than most people realize. I believe that XRP and the other utility-driven cryptocurrencies will see significant growth. Additionally, I believe that regulations will be just as significant as ETFs. I believe that a significant amount of liquidity will move from meme coins to these utility-driven cryptocurrencies. It's going to be crazy to watch, too. Don't pass this up. For your financial future, purchasing XRP today can be a wise choice. Listen to this out. Should I purchase or sell XRP? XRP, I'll simply say buy, since I'm not really sure. Build up a purchase that you will undoubtedly make. Purchase one item at a time. Yes. Buy or sell XRP. XRP, huh? Purchase, but much sooner than currently. Buy or sell XRP. I've heard that you ought to purchase X. Pay attention. Earlier than now, the man said. He purchased before these price thresholds. However, I must remind you that it is still wise to purchase XRP at $220. It's still not too late. It's still early for you. We haven't even begun this breakout yet. There will be FOMO money if XRP breaks out. So if you're purchasing now at $220, you may anticipate an incredibly amazing return on investment. I could spend a lifetime discussing all the developments surrounding XRP, but I can assure you that when we reach a new all-time high and enter a price discovery phase, the FOMO will be completely out of control. When that occurs, everyone will have XRP. After that, you simply add everything else on top and will witness an incredible run. Everything is going so well for XRP, both here and internationally, so I'm really looking forward to what's next. The digital pound and the digital euro are on the horizon, you know. We already know that Ripple will be crucial in that situation. There will be more CBDCs going live. In addition to stable coins, XRP provides all the necessary liquidity, and RLUSD may be the US digital dollar that runs on the XRP ledger. That will result in some extremely expensive pricing points for us. They keep bringing these guys on to talk about Bitcoin, but the story seems to change repeatedly, and I don't understand why. However, why in heck are they unable to say XRP? Ripple is what they must say. Listen to this out. We are aware that it is rising. What are we purchasing? Well, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, of course. I've been saying this for a while, after all. You are aware of this. I have stated this on your broadcast. I essentially thought that Bitcoin supremacy would continue to rise for a very long period when the ETFs for the cryptocurrency were released. Because I believe that many people in the cryptocurrency industry, particularly retail traders, are unaware of the size of institutional flows. All right? People don't comprehend Ethereum. Therefore, when these institutional flows arrive, they won't go there. It is incorporated into Bitcoin. And you must be overweight as more and more of those flows go into Bitcoin. Bitcoin, in general. Let's talk about Bitcoin now. Yes, we're short ETH, Bitcoin. I don't see why I should possess it. It is part of our portfolio as a hedge. In essence, I have been saying this for years. The asset has no justification for ownership. The technology itself was comparable to smart contract platforms BlackBerry. There are superior L1s available. I'm obviously a Solana bull, but there are other L1s that are more useful and have more applications for widespread use than Ethereum. Okay, what else? Solana is someone I like. Naturally, it's being crushed by fundamentals. Even with the recent slowdown, they still account for 2/3 of all blockchain activity on all networks. What else? The truth is, I do believe that Ripple is a solid investment. I can't believe I'm saying this. I am aware. Now you ask me, as an investor or trader, where I believe there is potential for profit. Remember, I manage a fund, so that's part of the reason. One of the most liquid assets available is Ripple. You heard it directly from the man, and I'm still in shock at what I just heard. They are shocked by the direction that XRP is taking. They even dislike discussing it. You know, whenever someone mentions XRP or Ripple, they immediately want to change the subject, generally as well. Additionally, I believe it's because it poses the greatest danger to their valuable Bitcoin. Pay attention to what he stated. Because of the ETFs and that institutional influx, Bitcoin's dominance will only increase. Since we are investors, we can already see the desire for XRP, so we should wait till that institutional flow changes in favor of it. It is not yet visible to them. What just happened to our precious Bitcoin? Will be the question on these people's minds as they break down in tears throughout the day. The wise money, however, went elsewhere. Given that 25 accounts alone contain 20.3 billion tokens, analysts speculate that the ultra-wealthy are placing bets on XRP. He is implying that XRP is being invested in by the ultra-wealthy. In all honesty, I suspect that part of this is early institutional money. Those who would rather purchase the asset directly rather than waiting for an ETF. I believe that's the reason for these large purchases, such as 29.9 million XRP or 100 XRP. This is occurring as a result of certain institutions' desire to enter this market before others. That's what I believe is happening. However, I also believe that affluent people are aware of XRP and wish to position themselves because once they are already wealthy, they want to get even richer. And how do you do that? Where is the cryptocurrency market currently offering the best return on investment? Additionally, XRP provides an amazing return on investment. The Fed recently made its biggest one-day buy since 2021, spending $20 billion for 3-year treasuries. To prevent panic, they are infusing liquidity rather than lowering rates. So, this week, rate cuts are the buzz of the town. Many folks don't believe the rate cut will occur. This is my opinion. Believe Powell was under a lot of pressure from Trump. pal will either remark, "Well, screw you," or something similar. "I'm not required to hear you." Or he'll give up and say, "All right, together, let's finish this and proceed." At the moment, it is a 50-50. Simply flipping a coin will tell you whether you will receive a rate cut or not. And we'll find out shortly. I hope he lowers rates and this market begins to grow significantly. And this post is excellent. Really, this is among the greatest posts I've seen today. Adopted the cutest husky from the Humane Society using Ripple after making a payment in XRP. XRP expresses gratitude to Coinbase for enabling this dog's rescue. That struck me as excellent. Many would also comment it's unbelievable that he paid XRP for a dog adoption. But this is how I see it. Take a look at that dog. Come on, I find that to be invaluable. And as an investor in XRP, you will continue to see these things. Many of these postings have been around for a while, and there are some excellent ones out there if you're new to XRP. The members of the XRP community are merely interested in worthy causes. They say that we are all members of a single, large, international family of XRP holders. I had to share that post, though. Additionally, as I mentioned at the start of this video, XRP is currently trading at $216. The likelihood is that we will continue to rise, contingent on the Fed's actions. Bitcoin will either keep rising or it will drop off, which will probably take the rest of the market with it, as it typically does. We continue to monitor Bitcoin. That will finally come to an end. Utility will disrupt that. It's a common belief that Bitcoin will always dominate this market, not after utility takes over. The game-changer will be that. That will permanently alter the 4-year cycle. Many people are reluctant to acknowledge that. They believe that the 4-year cycle is gone and that Bitcoin will continue to rise indefinitely. And they promote that story. And I think they want regular investors to start believing it, which is why they push it so aggressively. Thus, they fully commit to Bitcoin. Bitcoin depends on consumers purchasing and retaining the cryptocurrency rather than selling it. Due to its close ties to both the new and existing financial systems, XRP will continue to function whether or not we are involved. I'm suggesting that because it's already in such a strong position, it will continue to operate whether or not. There is retail. Hold out until all of those rails are operational. When that occurs, it will be like a switch flipping, because as soon as you wake up, the price of XRP will be soaring, and you will then notice the news all around you. For example, the ECB recently launched the digital euro and pound, and QN. HR will be running high, along with XRP-P, XLM, XDC, and so forth, and that moment is approaching. It's not going to slow down, it's all coming together so fast now. When I pointed out all those tracks during that barren market back in 2022, I said, we're probably still 5 or 6 years away. I'm amazed at how much has transpired since 2022. We're really close. The infrastructure is about finished, I believe. Regulations are the only thing we are awaiting, and I believe that other nations are also anticipating that. Some nations will not have digital currency issued by their central banks. They will choose a private stablecoin such as RLUSD instead. But in the meantime, remain optimistic, patient, and let's all get rich. That being said, I will now conclude this video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank to everybody. The next one will. See you. Enjoy your evening.